I'm gonna see if my lunch is here yet. Come on, Grubhub. It's been delivered. All right, I will be right back. Why am I bringing my headphones? And I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, the when I looked at who my delivery driver was, it looked like the freaking mugshot for a serial killer.
Yeah.
doing?
Oh, you can hear that? Sorry. Messing around with Duolingo.
Dude,
I didn't
du-
realize you could hear me.
be careful when you're messing with Duolingo because that bird is killer.
I know, but I have to do this for that thing I was talking about.
Or Duolingo will come into your house and kill you.
I have to play my moves on that. I'm only doing this just for comfort. Plus, I want to get my uh, I want to get people off my back saying, "Oh, you should use Duolingo to learn Japanese." Even though I've learned most of Japanese words I know from common language.
Yep. I don't think I know enough to hold a full sentence, but I know enough to get around, I think.
Fair enough. Can you still hear it?
A little bit, but it's like it's hard to hear.
Okay.
Alright, I believe that is all the links. Oh, wait, shit, Mekumon. If he's even awake. I don't think he's awake. Hello, people of the internet. Vegas Bear 92 here again, as always, with my friend Taro.
Adios.
Mekumon is currently in a sleep-induced coma. I don't know if he'll be joining us or not, but I hope he gets some rest.
Yeah. So, uh, Bear,
Yes?
have you seen the thing that Hasbro's giving us for the 30th anniversary?
Should I be worried? Okay, first of all, where after my stream, what?
After the stream, look in general, Catherine.
Okay, I'm gonna do that now.
I didn't warn you.
You did, and I chose to ignore that warning for the purposes of entertainment. General chat. Let's see here.
This is what we're getting.
Hold on. Hold on. A shirt?
Yep.
That's it?
It's also misspelled. Apparently they're the Power More Rangers now. And apparently there's a Purple Ranger instead of a blue.
What the fuck?
And I don't even want to know when they changed the Black Ranger's color to.
Oh my god. That looks like absolute dog shit.
I know. The only thing that looks like it's correct is the Megazord.
That's because apparently they traced it from a picture of the SRC Megazord.
And they didn't bother with the blasters or the suits. Why? No one.
Alright, let's see. The blasters are miscolored. The freaking... The Yellow Ranger's dagger is miscolored. The Purple Ranger and the Gray Ranger's mouth plates are miscolored.
Oh wait, I just realized. Look at Yellow Ranger's helmet.
What the fuck?
Apparently she's McDonald's Rangers now.
Oh my god. Why is... Fucking why?
Or better yet,
Da 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 da. I'm hating it.
I want to burn it.
Well, see, in order to burn it, you'd have to purchase it, and that would only make Hasbro think this was a good idea.
No, I'll buy it. Then I'll post a video of me burning it on Twitter, and while adding Hasbro.
Alright. We are back at it again with Final Fantasy 16.
But not Krispy Kreme.
But not Krispy Kreme.
Lord knows what would happen.
I don't want to get into a fight with Rita Repulsa.
Or someone named the Russian Badger.
Yes, for the rest of this month, which is only like 4 days, we are playing nothing but Final Fantasy.
In our attempt to finally finish this game.
Yes, before September comes.
Don't look down, Torgal.
Speaking of, How long is left?
I'm currently on Footfalls in Ash.
That must be Estla.
Falls in Ash. Wait, let me see.
What do you think, Clive?
Then we're too late.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more story missions after this.
Got it.
Damn it. They're all turned.
We're getting close.
There's
We're
nothing
getting
we can
close.
do.
I wouldn't say nothing.
We may have to forego the side quests.
A question for later, Gav. Fire and flame! Here they come!
Huh. Interesting.
I have 2 weeks to go. Or the manga canon.
Honestly, like, I feel like manga canon isn't canon, because, like, that's just not normal.
I don't want to die here, Clive.
Then don't!
Hey, he's alive!
Oh my god!
He's not asleep and she's
Nekumon, my friend.
Of course it bloody isn't.
You okay?
I needed that. You're a fine hound.
Well, hour and a half, right?
If you need more sleep. Oh. If you need more sleep, don't worry about us.
No, I don't need more sleep. I just came out of a very long nap.
Fair enough.
So, I came up with a name for how did I not think of this fun speeder? First off, let me actually get the image in question.
It's over.
Glad you're doing that. Apparently, we're making a T-shirt for the 30th anniversary of Power Rangers.
A very poorly made T-shirt.
The colors are all wrong. And apparently, it's Power More Rangers.
The only thing they got right was the Megazord, and that's because they traced the image from a toy image.
Don't you know? I think they got the Red Ranger himself right. Wait, let me look. That mouth plate looks a bit too pink. Now that I look at it.
I stuck around with a
Gav.
franchise only a year
Gav.
older than I am, and all I got was
Don't
this
tell me
lousy
there's
shirt.
more of the bastards. Oh, fuck.
Oh my god!
That is a Makai 9. You cannot tell me otherwise.
That's Odin!
That's
Have you
Odin?
come to
That
watch,
is in fact Odin!
Makai Knight Odin, let's do
Bound for
this.
Stonehead. Good. My master awaits you in the capital, though I cannot allow you to attend him in your present state.
How are you
Give
going
him-
to
just
stop
give him
us?
Wolf face names.
with
Makai Knight.
this.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite character?
That's a good fucking question.
Person? Person. You got me. My main man, cool.
Yeah.
That moment you realize you've had a figure for a year now, and it doesn't feel like a year.
What did you do?
August 15th, 2022, I picked up the Legacy Velocitron PDF 500 Collection Override. I've had Override
If the
for
vessel
just
would
over
see
a
the
year
path
now,
open,
and it doesn't even
it
feel
has
like
but
it's
to
been that
ask.
long.
I know, right?
I shall see that my master's
Honestly,
prize is
we're
made
teachers in
presentable.
my class say that I'm out of high school more than a year.
No!
Excuse me? Oh, you were wrong. Then I look at a counter. Oh no, you were.
I've been out of high school
Clive.
for,
Would you mind telling me
10
what the
years
fuck just
now.
happened?
and I still have dreams of being in school.
I haven't been in school for 13 years, and there are still days where I feel like I should be getting out with a heavy-ass backpack at the crack of dawn, waiting for
Oh,
a
you've
bus full
got
of people
to
I
be.
hate to go to a
How are
building
we
full of people
supposed to
I
get
hate.
through that?
To sit around for 8 hours doing nothing of particular interest, only to come
We
back
seek an
home and
audience with the king.
face the inevitable cycle again and again.
If His Majesty wants me to come and ask him,
You and me both. You and me both.
then that is exactly what I'll do.
Before you go practicing your petition,
On the one hand, my mental health
I
improved
don't even know
significantly
where the
after I
fuck I
finally
went.
got out of school
how about
permanently.
we
On the
cool
other
our
hand,
heads and think this
I got
through, eh?
bored.
I mean, that's why Discord exists.
Right.
Maybe there's something here we can use.
I'm just happy that I no longer have to deal with high school.
Fair enough. Honestly, fair enough.
I'm happy that I don't have to deal with college. Not that I had a bad college experience. It's just that the stress was too much.
Oh god, now I'm thinking back to elementary. Okay, so me, little ball, well, not little, but ball of anxiety that I was, still am, I got brought to,
There's no one home, Clive.
I got brought to elementary.
Let's find
by
somewhere
my
to sit
parents.
down and look at the map.
No buses for me, thank you very much.
Oh.
There was one time I was forced out, forced to get ready, put into the car, off we go to elementary.
So
We're
we
waiting
got
there
them
for
all.
a
So
legitimate
did
hour.
I.
There's no sign of anyone else. Then one of the teachers come out. Guess what? There was no school at all that day. And I was the only person that didn't know.
Oh.
I wanted to scream.
Please. Please, no.
Anyway, enough of that horrible memory.
Miss.
What
Whoa.
were you saying, Megalo?
Easy. Easy.
So
We're not turned.
that in
all right?
training form, which kind of looks like a redesigned Wanyamon, with all the extra floof and the Mekumon tails and the like.
Yes.
Last night, before I finally friggin' dropped off, I came up with an alternate name. And I'm going to type it into the chat now.
My thanks, kind travelers.
Aww.
Forgive me for
Naranyamon.
asking, but
Oh.
what went on here?
Based on Naranja, the Spanish word for orange, and meow, the Japanese onomatopoeia for a meow.
It all started when the skies changed. The elders said it was the Ark.
Do you want to laugh?
One
I could
by
use one, sure.
People went mad.
Just give this a watch.
Minds taken by evil. Till only I remained.
One of those riders
By
should
then,
look
I was
very
too far
familiar
along
to you,
to run. And then the nights
especially
came,
with the weapon you're holding.
and I didn't know what to do.
Naranja. Sorry.
And
I got corrected on
this,
pronunciation.
Okay. Is
Just a story.
Naranja.
Something our grandparents told us when we misbehaved. About how the heavens would grow dark before the land took her last breath.
The end of the world. You said the others went mad. But where did they go?
They all left.
Apologies to any Spanish viewers who might have watched us for any reason.
To the tower. To Reverend.
We are dumbass Americans. We apologize.
The healer. The blacksmith.
Well, two of us are dumbass Americans.
My husband.
I'm
you
just
thinking
here.
he
I'm
did
an
this?
Enigma.
Of course. Who else could it be?
Yeah, I was gonna say the other one we don't know where he's
You were
from.
in Canberra. You saw what he did to the people.
And
He just showed up at our door one day.
How
Help.
come her nut hasn't cracked?
The baby, perhaps? Could be protecting her from the ether. I can't think of any other explanation.
You mean it's a bearer?
It won't matter what it is once Ultima's magic takes hold. Time's running out. This tower. That's where we'll find the king.
So Mekumon,
Hmm?
last night I watched
It's the same as Phoenix Gate.
Gamera Super Monster with my friend Gar from Cast Ranger.
Which means at the end of these stairs should...
Alrighty.
He's been watching the Gamera movies once a month in preparation for the new Gamera series on Netflix. And this month we finished off the Showa era Gamera series with excuse me. Gamera Super Monster. And it is by far the worst Gamera movie I have ever seen.
I have no idea how that's possible when there's another Gamera movie on my mind that is probably just as bad.
Which one?
The mural.
If I could just remember that friggin' title. Centers around these two kids that get abducted by an alien ship and are essentially stranded on another planet. The translation is full of errors. Gamera is basically limited to stock footage.
Even Leviathan the Lost is here.
That sounds like
And
Virus.
Where is the Phoenix?
I mean, the monster he ends up fighting kind of is that.
Does it look like a squid?
Looks like something with a friggin' saw for a nose.
Oh, that's Gurion.
By the founder.
Apparently, from the review of it I watched, it was on Mystery Science Theater 3000 for how little that narrows it down.
So that's what you want,
Well,
isn't it? Ultima.
I can tell you this. At least that movie had some original fight footage.
So that's how it's gonna be then.
I'm not asking, Gav. I need you to stay with Edda.
Super Monster had no original it only had like 2 pieces of original
I must do
Gamera
this
footage.
alone. If
In the
I don't
beginning and
return,
the end of the
you're to
film.
find Joshua
In the
and
beginning
look
when
for the
Gamera's
Enterprise.
flying over the city,
Understood?
and in the end when he's flying into space to destroy the enemy spaceship that looks like a discount Star Destroyer. Which also kills him.
Just don't you go dying on me. Sid's name suits your miserable mug better than mine.
Don't worry. I haven't finished with it yet.
The film in question you were talking about, did a pair of kids happen to get captured by aliens who wanted to eat their brain?
What, Super Monster?
Yeah.
No. There's
That was a plot point in the movie I'm thinking about.
in Super Monster it was just one kid and 3 women from space. And they were the main focus of the movie, not Gamera.
And the thing I'm thinking of, it was 2 kids, both boys, getting abducted
If
by
Barnabas is
a...
controlling the Akashic,
saucer of
Wherever she
alien
goes,
women who wanted to
they'll
essentially
follow.
take out their
And so
brains
will I.
and eat them to absorb their knowledge of the Earth to use that to conquer the Earth.
Why the
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Gurion. It looked like he had a knife head, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's Gurion.
And the majority of battles with this kaiju were just reuses of footage from a previous encounter with said kaiju.
That shouldn't be possible because that film is the only one Gurion appears in. Like that film is his.
It felt like those uses of stock footage for how little it synced up.
Ah. Probably just bad fight choreography. Because Gamera versus Gurion, that was Gurion's first appearance.
Also, in the English dubbed version that had the reviewer Did we get this whole sentence? How stupid gone? In the English dubbed version that the reviewer in question and Mystery Science Theater watched, they kept calling planets stars. Attributed to aforementioned translation errors.
Right.
There's something there. I can feel it.
note
But
to
now's
self,
not the time.
never watch any of the show Gamera movies.
You can watch the first two. The first two are pretty good.
And then ignore all the rest.
I would say at least take a look.
Was a Showa era film.
At least I would say at least take a look at the third one because that introduced the Ghidorah to Gamera's Godzilla. But yeah, the first two films are arguably the best of the Showa era, and then you have the Heisei trilogy, which is peak Gamera. It is the best series of Gamera films.
So basically, peak Gamera performance.
Yep. There's also Gamera the Brave, which came out in the 2000s, which
No holding back.
It's not as good as the Heisei trilogy, but it's still a very I like it. It's still a very good movie.
As we're ready.
So, all we have to do is
Because Momotaro always gives people nicknames.
Honestly, just for the sake of the dynamic, I'll let you come up with one on your own, and viewers will just have to deal with it.
Ooh. Neko Majin. Demon Cat.
I get the reference too. Damn.
but that's so good.
still just kind of happy about the some of the stories I've been writing that I shared yesterday. Hear Webb's comments on Firebolt, it just made me smile. Got cracking to laugh. A comment about I can just feel how much you have to fix this guy.
Is that what happened? I think I zoned out.
So, here's the thing. The character of Firebolt the Dragon in the MLP stuff, when Red first created him, he had an idea of what this character was supposed to be, but the way he wrote the character was not what he described seeing in his head. The Firebolt that Red ended up writing was basically just Red in another body here. He was belligerent, he was an asshole, he was basically... The question, why are you friends with him, pops up a lot when you think about this version of the character.
As long as he wasn't numerous.
He was and he wasn't, depending on how you want to quantify it, because he was basically just Red's typical OC in another form again.
Oof.
The way I wrote Firebolt, I tried to keep closer to the original description and throw a little of my own twist in there. The way my version of Firebolt is that he, like Spike, is a dragon who was raised by a pony, and so he had the ideals of friendship hammered in from a very young age. But he's still a dragon, so he still also values, you know, being strong, being powerful enough to persist in the face of adversity. It's just that whereas most dragons at the time think the only way to be strong is to tear opponents down, Firebolt prefers to build allies up. So, Firebolt is effectively the personification of tough love.
The tower. It's alive.
Without going straight into abusive territory.
More echoes of the fallen. They seem to feed on ether. There shouldn't be any here.
One of my favorite interactions is honestly the very first thing out of Firebolt's mouth. As Midnight realizes he had bumped into a dragon without realizing it, Midnight's brain defaults to the only thing he thinks he knows about dragons, which is the stories he'd been told while growing up by his grandparents. Which involves misbehaving ponies who were out too late at night or otherwise didn't listen, getting gobbled up by a dragon that just happened to swoop in at that exact moment.
Bloody fallen. Why do all their flaws seem to have a mind of their own?
Upon pleading for the dragon not to eat him, Firebolt slaps him and says, "First off, you're not my type. Second, you're clearly not from around here." When I read that bracket, he actually gave me this look like, upon hearing "you're not my type" from it, and he was like, "Do you even realize what you wrote there?" And I'm like, "Yes, that was intentional." And he's like, "That's actually kind of subtle too. Wow." If Red had tried for a joke like that, he'd have hammered it into the ground with a big flat neon sign screaming, "What?"
Yep.
I just let it go. after her basically hearing from Midnight, look, I'm sorry, I don't really know too much about dragons. All we have are stories where I come from. And Fireball was so very important for that isolated coastal town. Which, okay, you know what? I'm going to forgive you on the condition you like one. It sounded reasonable to me. If Midnight became Firebolt will give him a score of city. Because Midnight are lost. His first time. So, deal struck.
Right as you said that, I hit a monster with a lightning bolt. The deal was struck. Boom!
Firebolt effectively became Midnight's first friend in this big, scary new world he's exploring for the first time.
What are you giggling at?
Rolling Twitter while I'm listening to Nico's story. I find the quiz. Okay, so this is a group of people outside an apartment. I assume this is very soon. So, you guys are done. Ready to start firing. Someone starts fighting him for the gun.
Mm-hmm.
The apartment door opens and out
Thanks, boy.
standing there shocked.
Sorry, from first off. Second off, you're clearly not from around here. Those bags, that accent, that smell. You got a problem with dragons, Ocean Tony? Then I think processing all of this and pulling stuff together. No, sir. I don't see many dragons out by Horseshoe Bay. Well, we've got our story. Dragon pulled with his arm against Well, we don't see many of you out of Dragonlands either, so we'll close back in the talk. Time for everything, I guess. My name's Firebolt. What's your name, Ocean Pony? Midnight Sky. I was on my way to Queen Twilight's castle, but I've never been to Canterlot before. I'm kind of lost. Firebolt opened an eye for what? You one of her students or something? What's a student? I'm not a student. Firebolt blinked twice. You both are really weird, you know that? Midnight frowned and shrugged.
See, now I just imagine there's like a line of ponies somewhere, like lining up outside the castle, like in
If I
Adventure
were
Time.
Barnabas, where would I be? The top. So I could look down on
Like,
the world.
like a
Feathered from red and reschools because, yeah, it kind of makes sense. If royalty is single, there's gonna be a lot of
Yeah. But I just think of the line from frickin' the line of people from Adventure Time. Like, there's one guy there who his dad had been in line and then died, and his son took his place.
This was actually one bit, like, I actually know about that gag. There was on a free camp, there's a guy who's been doing this. Oh, George, it got so, why is such a such character of evil? And Princess Bubblegum has, like, 5 parts.
Yeah. She is definitely not the most morally, upstanding individual.
Yeah, so when I mentioned the tutor joke, I did just show how kind of self-assured and innocent Midnight was at the time. If it doesn't know what kind of tutor is, he's not really good at the concept of dating either. Because he's been isolated from his peers for most of his life, he doesn't really get social interaction outside of what basics he was taught to, you know, work at the cafe.
Makes sense.
I got a little Kraken that tells me I'm going to need to have a conversation later.
Oh boy.
Basically, I must have described what I was going for wrong, and she's confused. Is Midnight Fate socially aware, or is he not? I'm honestly not completely sure.
What the fuck are you?
Hell no, to the no.
Soul Taker. Okay. Yes, that is new. What the fuck?
Not that Midnight is totally unaware of that he doesn't quite get the romance side of things.
Got it.
Are you after her trial first, like that flew over his head?
Oh yeah, then the needle guy. Oh, I saw his head and I just kept thinking needles.
That's like a stump or something.
Yeah. Either way, it's dead now.
Jack seems bewildered.
I still love the fact they killed a general in their first episode. And you would think that's like super important, but you find out the guy was not that strong to begin with.
Oh, you guys killed a general? Well, he wasn't that strong, so let's let you have it.
Well, I mean, like he's brought back to life at one point, and they don't even remember who he is.
You know what to do, boy.
Kraken to give me a better interaction to get the point across here, and I'm editing that in.
All right. Also, idea, which you can freely say no to. If Midnight learns even a cursory understanding of romance, just the idea of it. Say one of Twilight Suitors shows up at the castle and he's just a sleazeball. Midnight uses a little bit of his magic to make the guy float a little bit, and then just kick him out of the castle.
That guy was a jerk. Kraken says somehow she feels like that'd be Spike's job.
Yeah.
Considering the relationship I have set up between Twilight and Spike, where Spike is effectively her adoptive son there, I can see him getting that protective.
No, Spike asks Midnight to use a little bit of his gravity magic on the guy. So that he's just floating a little bit, and then Spike grabs him and then just yeets him out of the castle like a basketball.
Cut to joke from Emperor Subaru.
What the Torgal doing? Uh-oh. Some sort of magic engine? It's a control node, okay.
Here's the new interaction. That's basically giving me that idea. Nice guy. I was on my way to see my cousin, but I've never Fire and flame! Fireball open and I had spark. Here for her money or her food?
Okay,
You're really weird, you know that?
That's pretty funny. I want one of her hooves.
Torgal?
Say again, Taro?
Thanks, boy. Nice try.
Get in there, they're talking. What were you saying, Taro?
Stacking arrival, stacking, circling back through. Just gonna walk around doing solo for resetting that way time.
Oh, yeah.
It's you! Who are you?
I'll teach you to possess me like the Exorcist. Pazuzu starts sweating. Yes, I do. Try anything like that and you'll wish you were never born. Actually, that's a good question. And Pazuzu goes to fuck shit up. He creates like a mini typhoon that blows that version of Kazuto halfway across Japan.
Yeah. I muted for a little bit so Cracker and I could further get on the same page about what I should be doing. Basically, some offhanded writing advice, which then leads me to this little skit that we more or less came up with. Yeah, Midnight's still like he's socialized with the environment he grew up in, like. Small town, of course people would have come to the cafe he's working at on dates and the like, so he'd be at least somewhat aware of this stuff, but he's still awkward about it. Which then leads me to the joke I came up with here.
I can
Midnight finally masters a more advanced spell, and Twilight, if you're Lee watching her student is 16, ends up uncontrollably calling people a hug. And Midnight's first instance is basically he's through like, yeah, equine contact or something to that effect. He's confused. He's not exactly uncomfortable, but he's well, again, confused. Twilight asks him, was that not okay? Is something wrong? Midnight explains, I've never been hugged by anyone that wasn't family before.
Why?
Which, sadly enough, lines up with a bunch of my previous drafts of Midnight,
The
where
blade must
he's
ever
not
feed
exactly
if her
big on
edge is to
being
remain
touched.
keen.
Watcha.
Like, he's not entirely,
What care ye for these worthless
comfortable with
creatures?
people just randomly pulling him into
They are
hugs
nothing.
and like.
Right.
Weak from the moment of their conception, ever longing for
Especially
power
when
not
random
theirs
contact
to
might get you
command,
catapulted into
they
space.
turn unfailingly upon themselves. Like sheep They roam in filthy
Freaking gravity
flocks,
magic.
eager to trample those few gifted a fleece of gold. Or that they might feel contentment with their pitiful
Yo, wait,
existence.
actually reminded me.
Prejudice and persecution,
the
severance and
Droid
strife,
had to try very,
every
very hard
earthly
not to
wrong
spook the little
springs
guy,
from the
because
malice in men's
you don't exactly want
hearts.
to end up on the moon with Nightmare Moon, you know?
Malice born of the pain and suffering that is
Speaking
free
of
will.
Space and Moon, Bear, when we get to Force Ace World,
Its
I'm going
corruption
to
is
enjoy the
gnawed
hell
at
out
your
of that.
being from the very
Uchu
birth.
Kita!
You're wrong.
Bitch, yeah? I'm not finishing this!
It is no corruption. It is who I am.
What am I looking at?
Every choice I make, right
I
or
have
wrong.
no idea.
Oh my god, Getro would absolutely become friends with
Carry on, I
Felix.
Not as a puppet, but as
You
a
become
man.
friends with everyone in Cafe Cyclone.
I know.
What do you read for?
I know, but the second he sees a talking cat, he's like, that cat's gonna be my buddy.
I too thought those the only
Oh
choices.
wait, just imagine if he sees Bob.
Dude,
Long ago,
dude,
God granted man the gift of
that's gonna be awesome.
and with that gift did he build
This is
great
Kamen Rider.
civilizations.
Please, I'm
Yet
half
over
considering
time,
someone to
Man
immediately
lost
assume
sight
Felix
of
is
the
an alien or
gift's true
something.
meaning, stepping from the path of shared prosperity
Against
to one of avarice.
Well, against Rebellion.
He abandoned his creator for sword and flame,
Can you imagine
and through his
Aaron,
folly, beckoned the blight.
doing that little high five thing with every single one of Bob's hands?
Yeah.
There were those few who refused to turn their eyes from the heavens, and they prayed to God that he might lead them back to righteousness.
Cyclone Rider's reaction to going into the rabbit hutch.
And the Lord, he did answer. Before the worthy shall the gates of paradise open. So did I spread my arms to the ether and cast my soul upon its gentle waters.
Why is this closet bigger on the inside?
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? This is messing with my.
Why are we in space? Also,
I think I like it here.
I love how like Barnabas is like, giving his entire spiel, and we are just ignoring him. Like we don't give a shit about what you care, like what you think, Barnabas. We're here to kill you, stop Ultima, and then like
If your kind are to
I don't know.
I can definitely see.
they
I
must
can
be made
definitely
to
see
serve.
the interactions of Felix
You
going,
see,
taking all kinds
paradise
of places.
lies but a single
First
step
off,
away.
talking cat. Even if he doesn't
Could we
immediately
only take
assume
it?
whom Felix is an alien, the
Could
instant
we only
Felix
leave
confirms
our
he's been to
transgressions
space
behind?
more than
For
once.
none save the pure of heart and mind may set foot in the new world. I will save us. But it
Constantine
all
would want to go
begins
outside. He
and
would be
ends
bolting
with
for one of the
you.
spacesuits.
You are the key, Mythos. And with this humble offering, shall
Wait,
I
he would-
prove my
he would
faith
be
once
bolting for
more?
one, and-
So
and
you
then
forsook your
fucking-
kingdom. You
Oh,
forsook
just
yourself
imagine
to serve.
When he eventually
me,
gets to describe
how is
the
that
fact that
living?
in his world, the moon has an atmosphere. And the sad thing is, I can't even
What
blame
you
this
seek
one on
to
Rita
provide
Repulsa
is
because in
not
Digimon
salvation.
Frontier, the kids were
It's
breathing
anything
on the
but.
moon.
Life is about always having a choice. Take that away, and we might as well be dead.
Honestly, Tasso hears words breathing on the moon, and instantly he wants to go to the digital world.
On where now?
Very well.
Did I hear Petropolis 9?
Petropolis
Choose
9.
the
Yeah.
strength of your will.
It's not the strength of my will that should worry you, but the weakness of yours.
Oh, the B movies with space stuff. Alright, we're fighting Barnabas! Again! Odin.
Your ass till your head falls off. They'll hit your head and hit your ass again. Whoa, you got the message. Open the door, sucker. Silverax. Here to kick your ass.
Mess with the mighty God. Yet still you fight like
Thank
a
Adult Swim for that.
That's an old one.
Must I show you?
The record I'm making is a show called The Show. It was on Adult Swim for a while, way back when. It was a spin-off of HBO's Coast to Coast, focusing on a bunch of fascinating characters. Zorak, Rack, and the like they live outside the show. It was effectively an alternate universe. One of the running jokes is that when Zorak decides he wants to be big, Cowboy stuff to Derek and
I can't believe this dude has a fucking judgment cut.
Then I'll take your left cheek. Then I'll hit both cheeks. When I'm in your neck, you're gonna kick your ass. I love beating people up. It's what
God
I
chose you to serve as his vessel,
and
and you cling to this foolish notion of hope when there is
kick
none.
their asses too.
Alright, kaiju fight! Let's fucking do this!
Desperate, are we? Hey.
Grizz is just like, oh god damn it.
We can begin. The monsters themselves.
Yeah! Dude, we knocked him out of his summon!
Oh, he's dead.
He stabbed me in the chest!
If I may borrow, I'd like to finish off what I was saying about fireballs earlier before I got repeatedly
You have
sidetracked.
been shown the path. Now you must follow it. Free yourself, Mythos. You will not defeat me otherwise. We'll see.
So I'm gonna start from the bit I rewrote it and then move on.
Perhaps you still require persuasion.
Why would I want one of her hooves? Fireball blink twice. Really? That the next round. Sorry? Fireball got back to his feet. Alright, I can't just leave a helpless little sheep to wander around lost like that. I don't know how to get to the captain, but I'm one. Then I got to his feet and gathered I know this is bringing the big stuff fast jam burgers. Midnight with Ewok shifted, following the straight dragon.
What? Cannot be.
First thing you need to know about dragons, Fireball said, we generally prefer gemstones to meat or dragons.
When you turned your back on the truth,
I said, taking that in.
we
That's the thing
are
to
not
know,
as weak
we're not all
as your
serious.
god believes.
Most of us don't mind the whole work with other creatures shtick ponytail cap going. There's always a few cracked rocks, but they hardly speak for us all. And from what I've seen, the same can be said of you guys. And yet, third off, what's the horn and the wings? Don't most ponytails get one or the other? Sometimes neither.
Torgal! Oh, okay, he's okay.
We do, Midnight said. I'm different. Firebolt looked back and raised a brow. Yeah, Corntuck just squeezed it tighter. So, where's this place you wanted to go? Firebolt slowed down enough to pat the hole on his back. Not too far, just another couple of blocks. Trust me, friend, you haven't lived until you've tried the food there.
What are you waiting for? Men know nothing of strength. What you will.
Okay.
Yo!
Oh my god, I love it.
You dare!
I killed his horse!
Could it be you have made a weapon of your weakness? My apologies.
I also, like, broke off part of his magic sword, turned it into my own weapon.
You are not the fool I took you for. So it
Have an aim at all?
I assume it's just make love.
I mean, it's adorable as hell.
Don't tell me you are tired, Mythos. Your stubborn defiance
I love
has
how there's
stirred
even
my
differences in the
long-becalmed
shades of
heart.
white.
filling it with a joy that I have not known for generations. I had thought the tantalizing kiss of self-indulgence, a dream forever out of reach. And now that its sweet ruin courses
Which unfortunately this one's dead.
I shall
Oh.
not be quick to relinquish it. Show me your work, Mythos, that I might revel in it.
They are.
Red.
Yellow, pink.
You take it, the white light of those in other places and turn them to a purple.
Long have I suffered the disappointment of lesser
Who I
rivals.
was doing this so right now. To ask what you thought of the character of Firebolt, like the impression you were getting.
My constant congregation, salvation is come. Rejoice as our souls are granted, peace unending. How do you know this day will come? What proof have you? Why you, Mythos?
That killed the that's proven the whole darn city.
Of the Lord's grand design. Serve your God. Then you will never know this power.
No, there's a bit more to it than that, but it's going to have to rip. Just keep going in order.
My heart.
The two eventually arrived at a diner shop that's everywhere in this part of town. Clothing, entertainment, to food, and knickknacks, and so on. A fairly large lake was situated close by, which fell in the fresh waters at midnight more than a little curious and perplexed. It felt much like the salty sea air he was so used to.
None could
In
wrest it
addition,
from my
he saw not
head.
only a bunch of ponies of all kinds, but other creatures as well. Yaks, griffins, even other dragons and firebolts. There were some that Midnight didn't recognize. Like the griffins that had pony marks instead of flying ones, and all the colorful bug ponies. Those ones gave off a loving aura that Midnight found both relaxing and off-putting. Bucko called those last two hippogriffs of the place, Firebolt said. Come on.
Claim me as your bride.
And I saw it inside and found himself in a cozy little place that reminded him of home. Orange and pink with the smell of cold wood-burning ovens on the air. Many of the creatures that I saw outside were also found here, feeding this time. Then you get the feeless stomach cry out for food. Remember, Firebolt said, you're buying.
Slow.
He approached the counter, behind which was a griffin girl of varying browns and reds. She looked surprised to see Midnight, more likely to see what Biddy is, with more recovered griffin. Hey, Firebolt, thought a date this time? Spot it out, Matilda, said Firebolt. This guy just illustrates your guy to me, that booty. Said the Matilda, very on guard. Californ? Guy? No. I'm so sorry, sir. Every creature welcome here right now. Come with me. I'll get you all set up. He led the people over to the list side too. Stairs, they might want to just help. It's never going to be by the world then, so the build up basically table. With that, we look at it a Ferris Pearl. For this man, you will pause and notice the different discomfort. Hey, you alright? Yeah. And then,
We beat Odin!
what? Sorry, what was that, Bear?
We beat Odin!
And we both know the truth. It is I who stand
Finally.
victorious. My will that prevailed.
Your son is a better god.
Ha!
One!
All of them.
No,
Even the daughter.
it was his.
But your son's a better
Clive
god. Which one?
Rossfield.
The adopted one.
Are we sure Loki was the adopted one?
According to mythology, yes. Loki is a frost giant that was adopted by Odin.
Okay, yeah, but
I'm speaking specifically mythology-wise. I am not taking something like Marvel into account.
Barnabas slain. Hell yes. And now I get his powers.
Alternatively, screw you, Odin, I prefer Freya.
the hell of you, Odin, I prefer Ryuki.
Perhaps there is strength in will.
Ha.
Would that I had not relinquished my own.
Nah, if you were to get up right now and have a deck and a
You relinquished nothing.
ready, I
What was
would
it?
screw you.
If not will that made you strive for a new world. Strive to win your master's approval.
Yeah. Anywho. Firebolt opened his menu, but paused to notice his
You
new
were
friend's
shown a
discomfort.
fantasy. And you
Hey,
chose
you alright?
to believe it.
Yeah, Midnight said.
But you were wrong.
I'm used to it.
There is no world. But the
Firebolt
one
frowned.
we live in.
Why? Why take that? I told you before, Midnight said, trying to distract
That
himself with the
world.
menu. The dragon pressed
That
on.
world.
You said
is
you were
worth saving.
different, but you didn't mention getting reactions
Even
like
if it means
like that.
killing a god.
Like that. Midnight sighed. All the other alicorns are mares. I'm the only other alicorn stallion I've ever heard of. Lived and died so long ago, he's a myth. And you get treated differently because of that?
Words
Firebolt asked with a frown. That's
from
stupid.
one who has served
My
the
life.
Lord so well.
My own hometown had no idea how to deal with me, so they slapped
Pointless.
this on me to make me as normal as they could, Mitty said, fiddling with the necklace. Do you
But
like
I
wearing it?
almost forgot.
Firebolt asked. The knight hesitated. He hadn't really thought about it before
I
recently.
promised that I would
No.
make you.
Then take it off, Firebolt said. It's that
Did I
simple.
not?
This isn't alchemy here.
Ruh-roh.
When I'm ready, but not right now.
We shall
So,
fulfill our
the,
destinies.
The jewelry in question
Just
Midnight
as
K was
the
referring
Lord's
to
mother
with a
crystals
healing charm.
have fulfilled
Basically meant to
theirs.
keep his magic from being
Come,
accessed to them
Clive
until he was ready to
Rossfield.
train.
Take what is
He's
right
lived with it for almost
yours.
his entire life.
Become one with God.
No.
Oh, that does not look good.
It
That is not a good.
Nope. We are taking Odin's powers. Something I don't think Clive wanted. And with that, we have the powers of every icon in the realm, except for Leviathan, who is still missing.
At long last, salvation. I'm coming home. Mother.
Passing out in the rain, probably not a good idea.
All these memories lost, like tears in the
Tell
rain.
me, how does it feel?
Speaking of,
Show
I am
yourself!
definitely going to need
Face me!
to have to find a spot
How does it
I can
feel to
introduce
consume your
the
rival's strength? To
very
gorge
story
yourself on
somewhere.
their beam? To edge step by trembling step, ever closer to the divine? With or without a will, you are still but a vessel, our vessel. Behold,
I can
how
just
your
imagine.
body
Is
shudders
it
in
very story
anticipation of its
meet
fate.
Midnight and hears basically the way he describes his hometown and the way he lived there? Story's just going to immediately go, okay, you know what?
It's
I'm
not
gonna go
yours
see this
yet.
town because
No,
I smell a book on
come
the
then,
horizon.
O little child. We shall await you upon the back of the first worm.
Very story for anybody
There,
who doesn't
all
know is
shall
effectively
and begin
Bear's
again.
MLPOC, who is basically Pony Alan Wade.
Yep.
Okay, okay.
Maybe not as much of an asshole as Alan can be, but still.
Oh, much less of an a-hole, considering. I'll be right back.
Alright.
I'm back. Just got a text message from my dad is all.
Oh shit. That's a lot of Akashic.
Why the hell
With no magic, you have to throw at them.
Don't ask me, ask them! So I can have all one to hide when there was a fight to be had, since they stripped me
They
of my
probably
rank
just want a
and
record
banished me
search,
from the
that's
battle.
all.
Oh my god.
The backsides of this one, while the city burns and my wife tells off the man.
And minus 50 points. You
And
made
then
the
you
joke
turn up.
before.
What the hell are you doing here anyway?
I don't care.
What indeed? The
Anyway,
enemy numbers 200,000 or more, counting yours. There are simply not enough soldiers garrisoned in the capital to repel an army of that size.
later on in this theme,
One of
Fireball
the central key,
effectively use it
held
to
by a
use
contingent of
some light
soldiers and bearers
using
from the
the
surrounding
coast because
forest.
they
They are
actually
the
dropping
sole
his
reason it
horizons
still stands.
instead of just ordering water, actually
And all it
find
took was an
something
army on their doorstep to
from
bring them
the
together.
restaurant menu he likes.
The prospect of death does put things into perspective.
Perspective. Perhaps it's what we've lacked all along.
And after a bit, they discuss, as much as I want to just be meta, I call it character motivations. I'm going to be a little bit more genuine and just call it aspirations.
Hamill, I need you to lend me some of your best men. Preferably all
going
the
to
most
become
brilliant time of my nephews in
like
trouble.
you, or is this a journey to prove your worth?
I've already promised him
What's your end goal here,
Your
Firebolt?
nephew, the outlaw.
I want to learn to fly and control my magic. Maybe if I learn what I'm capable of, then maybe I'll figure out what I want to do with my
He
life.
fights for the opposite. He fights for a
What
world
about you?
which we shouldn't have to
Is
live
there something
and
you
die
want to
for.
do if you aren't doing it already?
He fights today to give us all a chance of a better
The dragon breeds
tomorrow.
alongside. I want to open a treasure shop. Magic items, mysterious gems, ancient scrolls, spell books, that kind of thing. Treasures like those have to have their own stories to tell, and usually build other people's stories too.
Then mayhap
I wanna be
they
a
are
part
the
of that.
wrong men.
Yo! He's okay!
Our numbers are few, but I shall rally
In
as
short,
many of my
Firebolt wants
dragoons
to
as
be
I'm
that
able.
friendly
You, apprise
first
the Lord
town
Strategist of the
treasure
state of the
shop
city's
slash
defenses.
armorer
Yes, Your
that gets
Radiance.
starting adventurers the stuff they need.
Cool.
And you would fight alongside us.
I owe the Phoenix a debt.
Midnight nodded. Okay, I think I understand.
Does this vouch for
Best
my
of luck
nephews?
with that.
Aye, but I
Oh,
still
I'm
have my
gonna
doubts
make
about
it happen.
Which we
Just
can
you
discuss
wait,
later.
Firebolt said with a
Indeed.
determined smirk.
You said you had men garrisoned in the keep.
That smirk turned to a genuine
Captain,
smile.
do you know how many yet
But
remain?
thanks.
Allow me to confirm.
And think of me if you
Commander?
ever need magical doodads
Whatever
for a
their
future
number,
adventure. I'll set you up
Randall
with a
will
good
be
deal.
near
The bodies and build a pyre in the courtyard. Quickly,
Terence,
my lord.
Firebolt also mentions
you will find
the
a girl there.
mother who raised him, who was a pony who found his egg and
We're in
raised
the
it
middle
to
of
him
a
after he
war.
had.
I owe her my life, and I always pay my
Describes
debts.
her in past tense, and
You are to
doesn't
see
want to
that
talk
she
about it
is
further.
provided for,
Dion, I cannot leave.
but you shall.
So,
If I'm
yeah.
ever to be worthy of the forgiveness of our people,
You say that
then I
Firebolt
must
reminds you
earn
of
it.
you, Taro?
and I must
Like, how
earn
so?
it by my hand, and my hand alone.
Honestly,
I do not ask
I'm
this
both
of you.
Fireball and Midnight at times. When I first meet people,
know
it's
that I will do
Midnight.
it.
When I get to know people, it's Fireball.
Which is even
Well,
more
Terrence.
hilarious because Midnight is my OC, whom I basically just took my freaking personality circa high school and transplanted into this pony.
I'm gonna be honest, Megamon, if you were to meet in real life, you would be seeing
Oh, wow.
yourself.
Probably! Wouldn't be the first time.
Like, I'm the type of person that would fully, I know you won't get the reference, but, Bear most definitely would. Kamen Rider Kiva Episode 1.
Ah!
There is one last thing Firebolt did that I feel like would just further cinch the opinion you've got.
Go on.
Midnight felt pretty good now that he'd finished his food. The receipt wasn't too bad either. As the Alicorn paid the check, Firebolt fished out a few coins of his own. I thought I was paying, Midnight asked. Firebolt smirked. I never said I wouldn't leave a tip. I'm not a monster.
Fuck. You alright?
I am.
Just that
I'm
last
a
bit
damn
of tip.
sight better for
Yeah,
seeing you, Joshua.
Midnight paid the bill, but Firebolt's
Barnabas.
willing to add the tip. Because in his own
Mickey is
words,
dead.
I'm not a monster. This was admittedly a joke I added in for Kraken because Kraken works as a haste server at the local diner, and I know how they live and die by these tips.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she preggers.
It's kind of funny. A joke I they effectively inserted just for my sisters to get a good laugh. This ends up being a decent bit of characterization for Firebolt, in my opinion.
You see.
As they head back outside, it's getting a bit windy, so Midnight Kate pulls out an old scarf. It's green and faded in spots. Fireball tells him, "You'll get used to the cold."
Gav.
Exhaling a few small, controlled licks of flame to warm himself up as Midnight put the scarf on. "So, what's the deal with that? It looks old," asked the dragon. Midnight zipped his bags back up after putting the scarf on. "It belonged to my pop-up when he was my age." "Hand me down? Alright," said Firebolt.
I'm sorry,
"Now come
Clive.
on, we're burning daylight."
You know I want nothing more than to go with you.
For hours, they wandered the large city, exploring shops
glad you're heading
and
back to the
parks,
Enterprise,
arcades, and
nonetheless.
just seeing the sights.
And not
Midnight
just
was
for Etta's
more
sake.
than a little overwhelmed, to put it
Our
lightly.
people need to know what happened here.
The sun was setting
You
by
can
the
count
time the
on me.
two finally arrived at the castle gates.
As can she, I hope.
The city somehow became even more colorful, shrouded in the oranges and purples of the evening lights. As the moon rose to replace the sun, Midnight discovered a strange feeling of comfort. Not quite a second wind, but he felt less tired. "Well, here we are,"
Do you
Firebolt
think
said.
that was wise?
He offered a teasing bow. "Have fun, Your
Why are you
Majesty,
leaving a
and
woman
please
with
remember
child
us
alone in
common
the
folk from
Deadlands?
time to time."
They'll be
"Please
safer at the
cut that out,"
hideaway.
Midnight said.
For
Firebolt
now,
raised a
at
brow.
least.
"Braver in the dark. Okay, then." He changed to a more relaxed posture,
land
folding
is
his arms
overrun
behind
with
his head and
Akashic.
offering a cheesy smile. Thanks,
The
Sora,
king
from Kingdom
himself was
Hearts.
long turned, albeit by choice. All to serve Ultima.
Learn to use that
In his
in
damnable
time and you'll be
quest to
golden.
forge the
Good luck,
perfect
Midnight.
vessel.
See ya.
The chaos Barnabas
You were
wreaked
saying, Taro?
upon nation after
yeah.
nation. How many were killed for this?
Yeah. Midnight looked to his new friend.
He
"Where can I
didn't
find
consider
you?
it killing.
When I've got time, I want to hang out at that arcade."
Mercy of sorts.
"Oh,
A
yeah.
way to end
my
their
place is-
suffering.
My place is around Star Swirl Boulevard.
He
It's hard
truly
to
wanted
miss.
to save mankind. And
I'll take you on
Ultima
any
used
game,
that.
anytime," said the dragon.
As he uses us.
Why us? What are we?
What are we? We are dominance.
This
That is
is
our
honestly
fate.
something I did want to ask eventually.
But that
What do
doesn't
you
mean
guys
that we have
think
to
of the
accept
hate
it.
dynamic I
Which is
have
why we fight.
between Midnight and Firebolt here? Does it
For the right to
feel
deny
like
it.
they're friends?
Is that not so?
Yeah.
It is. For our sins.
Okay, good, because sometimes I can say,
Barnabas
yeah,
said
these characters are
something
friends,
else.
but they'd have no chemistry whatsoever, and you'd
mother
be like,
crystals
why are
were
they even hanging out
Ultimas.
with each other?
Ultimus.
So-
Are you certain?
We know that the mother crystals have been leading the land of Ether. And we also know that it's this which hastens the spread of the light.
The two waved goodbye, and Firebolt took flight for home. Midnight
cannot
watched him
fathom
go,
this.
a little jealous of that
Ultima
point.
stands to gain from that.
And that's a bit of characterization right there in Midnight's
Did
case.
you find her the
He
stronghold?
sees Firebolt using his wings
The
to
truth
fly away,
about
and he's a
Ultima's
bit
pride.
jealous.
For so long, I believed it to be you. And you alone. Yet, it is not merely
Someday,
the fruit
Midnight,
that he
he
desires,
said to
but
himself,
Efreet and Phoenix
"Someday
both.
you'll fly like
that
that
which
too.
we became in the
Like
skies over
Pop-Off and
Twinside.
Sad.
Only
Someday.
when the twin flames are joined, shall his vessel be complete.
So here's a fun little fact for Midnight and his family.
Quite why he needs a vessel.
Midnight comes from
Is
a
another
line of
question.
Wonderbolt.
Unless
Effectively,
there is something he cannot achieve without
I've heard them described as like Equestria's
something
version of the Blue
his
Angels.
immaterial form
Hell yeah.
precludes. Something
They're
requiring
both,
an
the
unthinkable
Wonderbolts are
amount of
both
ether and a body
Equestria's
resilient enough
active
to
Air
channel it.
Force.
If I did not know better, rather
So the Blue Angels are
I think that he meant to cast a spell.
they're stunt flyers here in the
A
States.
spell 1,000 years in the making. A spell to end all spells.
And he cannot do it without us.
The Wonderbolts
No,
are
without the Mother
both
Crystals.
that and the active
But if
Air
we
Force
destroy
for
them all,
Equestria. They do take on
we will
actual
stop not only the Blight,
missions to protect the country,
but Ultima as
but
well.
more often than not, they're seen practicing stunts and performing for the people.
We stick to the plan then. Only this time,
We face him
In
together.
Midnight's case, the men in his family have been Wonderbolts for generations.
it's a long walk to Stone here. Let's not keep Ultima waiting.
And this is part of why he, like, even if he doesn't realize it, this is part of why he wants to fly. His dad was a Wonderbolt, his grandpa was a Wonderbolt, and so on. On some level, he wants to do something like them. He wants to, you know, help people. Be, you know, be the person to protect Equestria. He just doesn't know how yet. Heck, he's not even fully aware of this desire to be the protector of his country and his people, because if he was aware, he'd have his cutie mark by now.
Alright, so now we have the power of darkness.
You know, some people say it's inherently evil. I say it's all in how you use it.
Just for the hell of it, I've switched out Ice and Thunder for Light and Darkness.
I mean,
Yay.
While still maintaining fire.
I mean, fire is technically both light and darkness.
Yeah.
It creates both, depending on where you're standing.
And it's gonna get dark if you stand too close.
When Barnabas fell, his magic died with him. The road to Stone here
Midnight
is barred
adjusted
to
his
us no
scarf
longer.
against another gust and set off to approach the castle gates. Two Pegasus guards in full armor blocked his way with their wings. Identify yourself, said the guard on the left, clad in gold-colored armor. What business have you with Queen Twilight? asked the other, her in black armor. Midnight swallowed his nerves. I'm Midnight Sky. Queen Twilight invited me here. The guards looked, then looked Midnight over once more. They eased their wings back to their side. Go ahead, said the gold guard.
Migma, hold that thought. This part has an update. I just want to continue to update this quick.
Alrighty.
3, 2, 1. Back in a second.
So, yeah. I was happy to see how amused you
You were
were
right,
that
Joshua.
I stuck some Transformer names in for the guards I was narrating.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That was a fast update.
What is up ahead?
I told you to be back in a second.
I didn't think you literally meant a second.
Is there no peace for a dying man?
What happened here?
Anyways, Mitty thanked him and
Easter
pressed
threats
on. He heard
made
bits of their
savage
conversation as he
beasts
entered the
of
courtyard.
my companions.
Hear that? Said the black armored guard.
And our
He thanked
faithless
you,
orcs.
Sunstorm. Don't you just feel honored?
To be trusted.
The gold guard huffed.
We were
Shut up,
told
Skywarp.
that they would stay loyal to our cause.
when Bear first read
Something
this bit, he was
commanded their loyalty,
I
but it was
I could
not
just
us.
feel the laughter in
It's a wonder
what he
they
was
stayed
typing
faithful for
when
so
he
long.
told me he caught the Transformers reference I snuck in there.
Perhaps they sensed our downfall. The king is gone.
It's not like
a
it's all that
nation in
hidden.
ruins. What becomes
So,
of us loyal
Sunstorm and
pawns
Skywarp
now?
are both names of
Sworn to
Decepticon
a
Jet
shattered throne.
in the Seeker category. Think Starscream in his recolors.
Dead king and his gods.
Skywarp
Fuck
typically
this
being
withered shithole.
black and purple. He was the cowardly clone in animated.
The floods do not affect you. You are a bearer.
And
albeit
Sunstorm
one has lost
typically
his brand.
being
Pray,
orange
hear me,
and
brother.
white, affectionately referred to as the
Will you
creamsicle
grant
sneaker,
this
depending
pawn
on who you ask.
his final wish?
Will you
He
lay
also
my
appeared
dying
in
soul
animated,
to rest?
though I can't remember which clone he was. I think he was the suck-up.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. It might only just be me, and I might get canceled for this, but I don't really care. The creamsicle are ugh.
Eh,
Of course.
Fair enough.
I haven't had a
It's all
creamsicle in
matter
a
of
long
personal
time.
taste. It's all a matter of personal taste, and I've never
Beyond
really
the
been
castle walls,
overly enthused by
towards
the
Stonehenge, there
orange
is a
and
forest.
green flavored things.
Never turn.
I'm more of a blue
My
raspberry guy
parents are
myself.
buried upon the
I haven't had
path
one in a
nestled
long time,
amongst
so
trees.
I can't really
Theirs
say much.
was the only love I ever knew. I was
For me
torn from
personally, I
them in
think it's
life.
just,
But
I
perhaps
think it's
I
a
can
mixture of
return
both
to them in death.
Ice, like
Take my ring.
ice tongue, and an ice cream.
See that it rests beside their bones.
Like, I'm personally more of a blue raspberry or a cherry slushy kind of
May you
guy.
find peace at last.
So,
Anyway, sorry, make a go on.
yeah, Sunstorm, I believe, like, I know he was featured and animated as one of Starscream's clones. I think he was the suck-up? Because he was the, orangey, yellow, and white clone. In any other universe, Sunstorm is outright terrifying because he's basically... You know how I described Toxitron before as being so radioactive, he's basically a blight on everything and everyone?
Yes?
Well, imagine Sunstorm having that same radiation thing going on, except he believes it's a gift from God, with his given purpose being to return everyone he encounters to God.
Yikes!
That just reminds me of Alexa.
Don't tell me.
Yeah, in some
only
universes, Sunstorm can be terrifying because he sees what is
through
likely
that
an
gate.
unintentional side effect of some
There's an
power
Yes.
going wrong, and he sees it as a gift from on high with a holy purpose to kill everyone he meets.
So many notes. How many look I should have said?
In this particular case, Sunstorm is a lot calmer. He just happens to be a Pegasus pony who shares the name with one of the most demented creatures on record. Skywarp, on the other hand, he's a friend. And a bit of a jerk. Like, animated Skywarp being the coward, that's the exception to the norm. More people, more often than not, depend for the universe you're going to, Skywarp's a thug. He is a jerk, he is a brute, he is known for pranking people, and the wiki has made it a recurring joke that he likes to push people downstairs. one time he tried pushing Megatron down a flight of stairs. He got shot through the chest. Anyways, the courtyard itself felt bigger than Midnight's own hometown and was decorated with an extensive garden of lots of statues of pony teams that the Alicorn had never seen before. Lampposts powered by glowing gemstones flickered to life, illuminating the way through the castle. And this is how I got my Bionicle reference in there, because I gotta have my light stones. Gotta have my light stones.
Gotta have my corn pops.
Yep. Guards are scattered about as the night shift relieves their daytime counterparts. When we finally arrive, the castle doors were large and imposing, particularly unsettling at night. Two more black-armored guards watch, one at either side, one a unicorn, the other a Pegasus. Didn't have to identify himself and explain again, only this time to be asked to wait out here while the unicorn guard decide on his arrival. Several minutes of awkward silence followed. Sure? What is it? The Pegasus guard reading up on the field. He's been all this time. Feeling Equestria should have known about these computers now. And that isn't actually the point, and it was effectively me attempting to address that. Because the existence of another Alicorn has been all over Equestria's news, so yeah, where have you been? Midnight shrugged. Midnight shrugged. I don't know. I've never really left home before. This Pegasus guard, though he goes unnamed and not really well described, this is Prowl.
Oh, really?
Unicorn guards that just went in to double check. That was Jazz.
Oh.
Again, not super well described. Will eventually come back and get their proper description. In every MLP story I've ever written where I featured Royal Guards, I snuck Prowl and Jazz in there somewhere as a pair of guards who do this whole buddy cop thing. They may or may not also be dangerous. So,
okay.
Yeah. It's a popular ship, especially for animated items. As the Unicorn Guard returned, a much taller, purple-green dragon. Around the dragon's neck was a medal that Midnight had forward and split several things I put in there that Midnight is nearsighted and doesn't have glasses yet. First is I can recall being slowly the globalist I can recall being Firewall's asking him, "What are you, blind?" And Midnight replies, "Kinda." Anyways,
You don't think
around the dragon's neck was a metal that Midnight had to lean forward and swiftly read. Royal Advisor. Oh, wow. The description was spot on, repeated the Royal Advisor. Step closer and offered Midnight a hand. Welcome to Camelot, Midnight. My name's Spike, said the purple dragon. Midnight offered his hand in return and understood. Come on inside, and get you situated, Spike said, leading Midnight through the doors. The inside of the castle was as warmer than it looked. Despite all the initial colder colors and crystals and marble structures, there was a warm and almost cold feel to the place. Further in, the colors of the crystals began to warm up, from mostly white and blues to pink and orange hues. I can't feel at home already. I slowed down when the hay passed the doorway in favor of the living space, taking a left turn to a comfortable study. Bookshelves were everywhere, packed to the brim with books of all titles and sizes. That was especially me paid tribute to the fact that Twilight would have been a librarian in her life and did not recall one to be well lit. I guarantee you, if Kate had had different plans, Twilight would have been a librarian in Ponyville and not content with that life. Anyways, here, Mom! Spike called aloud. Midnight gives Spike a confused look, and to the dragon and say, "What? Off duty now." Something moved further inside. Twilight emerged from behind a bookshelf, a rather large column hovering beside the violet glow of her magic. She had exchanged the almost armor-like garb Midnight had seen her in last for a more comfortable lilac clothes, reading glasses, and fluffy slippers. The instant she saw Midnight, her face lit right up, before immediately calming herself back down to a welcoming smile. "Hello, Midnight," said the purple monarch. She closed the book and tucked it under one of her wings as she approached. Midnight bowed reflexively. "Thank you for inviting me," he said. "And thank you for considering my invitation," Twilight said. "I know how scary it can be to take that first step." "That it's ever slowed you down," Spike chuckled. Twilight pretended to glare at him, but couldn't keep it off.
Joshua,
"Did you think you're okay? I know Canterlot can be a bit of a pain to travel," Twilight, now leading the way out of the study. "I got lost at first," Midnight admitted. "But I made a new friend who showed me around." Twilight smiled to herself at the mention of new friends. "What do we do first?" Midnight asked as Twilight fell to a step. "First, we'll get you all moved in," said Twilight. She took her reading glasses off and slipped them into her robe pocket. "Then I'll have my doctors give you a checkup. Get that clip resin off you, check your records, talk about allergies, useful. Said, calming himself down a little. After that, I'll ask you some questions so I know what I'm working with. Once you're all adjusted to here, then you can start your mastering." They stopped at the door, which had a nameplate secured to it, but the nameplate itself was empty. "Here we are," like, "It'll be fun to see either one you stay with us." The Royal Advisor opened the door and stepped inside. "Go ahead and get on the back. in, only to think of something and turn around. Yeah, neighbors see Twilight. What's that? Asked the team of friendship. I don't know how to do that thing. The one the letter did. Can I get help sending one back home? Until I got your case? I can handle that. Just let me know when the letter's ready to go, alright? I got his head. Thank you. Cut that out. That's right. Don't need to do that stuff. Huh? You're... telling you to take it easy, Twilight said. Trust us, it's okay. Come meet me back at the study when you're all settled in, and we can work on the rest of tonight's schedule. They left Midnight to it. He began to feel anxiety bubble back up, and he studied his new room. It was pretty plain, with pale green walls, a couple of windows, and a brown floor. He had a bed, a dresser, a closet, and a desk situated all about the room. Midnight took a deep breath and set his bags down to begin unpacking. I'll choose to stop here and ask, what do you think about this, Taro?
I mean, I like it, although MLP isn't really my thing.
Wasn't mine either.
All I need to know is this easy enough for you to follow?
Yeah.
Yeah. As Bear said, MLP wasn't really his thing either, but I managed to get him hooked with a decent mystery.
I'm a sucker for a good mystery.
Honestly...
Now, to be fair, the bits I've been reading haven't touched on the actual mystery at hand, so you're gonna have to read it yourself to see.
If you want to.
Fair enough. Honestly, after... Okay, I hope to God they're not, they don't know about this stream. They most likely don't, but you never know. Back in elementary, when we're all waiting for our teachers to come collect us for class, one of my classmates walked up crying because they watched, I assume, the most recent episode of MLP at the time. I can't remember which one it was, but apparently one of them sacrificed themselves.
I don't remember any characters ever actually dying on the show.
I don't know myself. I'm only going off of what she told us. Like, she was legitimately sobbing.
Weird. Anyways, I'm at least thankful that you got to see so much of yourself in Midnight, so it should be easy enough to relate to him.
We can rest here if you like. Don't worry.
Because Midnight is effectively our point of view character for this universe. Because he grew up so sheltered and isolated, he's got a lot of questions that the audience themselves might have. So that's effectively the way I designed it. As Midnight learns about the world, so too does the audience. Which Bear pointed out.
Look, Clive.
And I'm happy someone actually managed to. Well, I mean, it probably should have gone without saying, but I'm happy someone did say it anyway. At the time, I hadn't even really thought about it. I just kind of did.
So I'm thinking of buying the Skids repaint crosscut and just using that as a stand-in for Breakback.
Crosscut's an interesting character if you want to use him for Breakback or have a custom made of Breakback out of him. That I suppose that could work.
Yeah.
Crosscut is basically an Autobot diplomat of sorts. It's his job to go to planets the Autobots will have to visit ahead of time and negotiate a place of safe haven with or cooperation with the locals. To
Well,
the degree he's got a built-in universal translator to make this through the process possible.
Well, he did a hell of a job with Earth.
Never had the chance.
That's the joke.
Yep. He's oftentimes accompanied by his bodyguard, Road Rage. Bot who in robot mode is quite, quiet, very relaxed, almost timid in a way. Until she transforms to vehicle mode. At which point her name starts to make more sense. Anyways, speaking of Transformers, there was another character referenced in this story. And you're about to see them. The checkup went much faster than was expected. Others got his record so fast he wasn't sure he understood, but hey. Now to the last part of our checkup, said the doctor. He was an older uniformed mare of pale green and white, with a cutie mark depicting a heart monitor with a pulse. The name tag on her jacket read Lifeline.
Yeah, Lifeline.
What do you suppose that is?
Lifeline
It's not on
is
Vivian's
this
map.
weird
Probably
case
for a
of
good
the
reason.
character only fairly
Right.
recently got their name.
Just don't hear.
More people would recognize this character by the name of Paradron Medic. She appeared in an episode of Season 3 of the Generation 1 cartoon, the Autobot I'm referencing, where she was not an Autobot, but in fact a neutral, living on a planet of neutrals named Paradron.
Oh, Lord.
The color of character RC, minus some of her very sparse already vehicle ability. In a green and white color scheme. I think she only recently got the name Lifeline in the Earthrise toy line of all things a few years ago.
That sounds about right.
She was packed in with this ratchet. Personally, I was happy to get her actual name. Anyways, Mr. Sky, I'm going to need you to remove that pendant. We'd like to test the health of your magic. Will I have to cast any spells? Midnight asked. No, said Lifeline. What I'm going to have to do is hold a glowstone to your chest. She traced a spot on her own. The organ that produces magical energies sits just behind where your pendant is now. The stone will glow brighter based on how much healthy magic you have stored. Midnight swallowed nervously and nodded. Lifeline obtained the glowstone and a small box and asked, "Would you like a moment to relax? I have a stress ball if you need it." "I'm okay,"
The whole
Midnight
kingdom
said.
had turned to
"I got it."
Kashyyyk.
He reached around his neck and pulled the pendant up by the string over his head and completely off. Lifeline presented the now open box. It had a strange label reading Magic Hazard. "Place it in here, please," she said. Midnight complied, and Lifeline closed the box afterwards. Almost immediately, Midnight felt a lot better, cut off from the stealing charm. "There we go," Lifeline said. She handed Midnight the glowstone and walked him through the instructions again. Midnight did so and waited for what felt like forever. Now, this was a point where I had to I had to straight up restrain myself from making a joke that, honestly, was good. I originally wanted the crystal to start glowing so bright, it actually exploded. Because Midnight's got a lifetime of magic piled up in there. Instead, he just had it glow a specific color. The stone began to shine a peculiar, very bright blue-green color, which Lifeline took note of and wrote down. Is that good?" Midnight asked. "All things considered, yes," said Lifeline. "For how long your records say you've worn one of those charms, your magic is about as healthy as we could have hoped."
Be safe.
He handed Midnight a piece of paper. "Follow these instructions and get plenty of rest. Your magic should be ready to use by the end of the week." Midnight looked the instructions over. What to eat and drink, a few suggested exercise routines to get the magic flowing properly, things like that. Midnight looked up. "Thank you, Doctor. If I may, I'd like to keep the charm." "Are you sure?" asked Lifeline. The Alicorn nodded. "It doesn't really belong to me. I want to send it back where it's supposed to be." That's in reference to an earlier conversation before he left for Canterlot. The charm he's been wearing all this time actually belongs to the town museum. They just slapped it onto him out of desperation.
Ah!
I mean, when his first surge of magic as a baby caused multiple buildings to float away?
Fair enough.
And then crashed.
Better all be here. It's rubbing me blind, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The doctor
Sold out.
eventually relented. "Very well," said Lifeline. "We'll see to it that the Eclipse resident is returned to Horseshoe Bay."
Oh, don't.
Midnight smiled. "Then, are we done?" "For now, yes," said the doctor. "You can go, but I'll need you back when the optometrist returns." Midnight got up on his hooves and headed out of the castle infirmary. Mike waited for him outside, nose deep in a comic book. He heard Midnight coming and looked up. "How'd it go?"
Over the other way.
And another quick pause to mention, yes, that is actually a bit of characterization from the TV show that I kept for Spike. He is a fan of comic books. Usually superhero comics. Though my particular version has also read a horror comic here and there. "She says I'm healthy enough, but I gotta get some rest and come back when the optometrist returns. Whatever that is," Midnight said. A doctor for your eyes," Mike said, pointing to his own eyes. "They want to make sure you can see okay."
Else?
Midnight frowned. But aren't Alicorns supposed to have perfect senses? Spike sighed. Whoever told you that was either lying or misinformed. Mom could tell you that for certain. Come on, we'll tell her what you told me. An isolated town that has a very specific view of what an Alicorn is supposed to be.
Visit.
Of course, Midnight's gonna be
I have a
slightly
few
misinformed.
new notes that might interest you. There is a rather fascinating excerpt I've been meaning to show you. You wish to study the tomes?
Skipping ahead to the
door
next
to the
scene,
shelves shall ever be
Twilight
open.
raised a brow at the vision comment. She pulled her reading glasses out of her pocket and showed them to Midnight. If we all had perfect vision, I wouldn't need these. If you need glasses, then you need glasses. There's nothing wrong with that. Midnight blinked, half trying to see through the pair of readers, but Twilight put them away. Is there anything else I should know about? Midnight answered, I asked to have the charm sent back to Horseshoe Bay. It belongs to the museum, not to me. Twilight blinked, processing that for a moment. Okay then. Let's see, said the Queen of Friendship, looking to a wall clock on the nearby wall. Yeah. We got a little more time before dinner's ready. Come over here and grab a seat and we'll get started on those questions. She led Midnight to a trio of very comfortable seats, all situated around the fireplace. Twilight took a spot and gestured her to another for Midnight to remain. Quiet waited a moment to put more wood on the fire before joining them in the remaining seat.
Nice try.
And it is here we get to see just how well harsh Midnight's childhood actually was. That's the word I'm looking for. This is going to build into that mystery that had actually gotten out of the book, by the way. Some of the information that came to light. First off, Twilight said, I had a formal education to get growing up. I knew very into college or work. That was really education? What kind of school did you go to as a kid? Like translated. A nice frown. School? I didn't go to school. Meredith Uncle said I'd be dangerous to run around other kids. Keep me at home. I can read, write, and not money. That's it. The expression on Twilight's face was difficult to read, but it was clear enough that she was thinking about what had been said to her. Out of the story here, as far as what's going on in Twilight's head, shocked and disgusted, to say the least.
Nice try.
Gathered himself after a while. Okay. This is a lot more work than I originally thought, but much more to learn. More like to get more than eat, quite so, while I gave him a load. The night frown, a little confused. You can adjust for it and fill the blank. Teach you everything you need. Now the tale moves Alicorn. Get it.
Let's hope it was the last of its kind.
So, yeah.
Ready, go?
Midnight is basically homeschooled and only with the bare essentials he needed to function.
All because the mayor and the town council thought it'd be too dangerous for him to be in a regular school.
And to be fair, I can kind of see where they're coming from. Midnight's magic, if it were to ever get unsealed, is kind of unpredictable.
As we all know, children are vicious.
Probably could have better, but Midnight was kept away from his peers until he was old enough to work.
Imagine if he got bullied and then one of his bullies took off the necklace.
And he got so overwhelmed that a blast of gravity magic ended up crushing the school.
Yep.
A black hole in the middle of town that you... Later that night. Midnight hadn't felt this stuff since he was little. But still, as he lay here in bed waiting to finally doze off, his mind simply refused to slow down. Thoughts and anxieties raced about his head like speeding trains, and his hooves unconsciously pawed at the spot his pendant no longer occupied. He'd long since sent his letter to home, but he felt like he needed to write another one just to get all these feelings out. I think it is in this moment Midnight is related to every person on Earth.
As fine a resting place as any man could hope for.
He rolled off.
Reunited with
He
those
rolled
he
onto
loves
his
at
left
last.
side and squeezed his eyes shut, but his mind would not be silenced. Was this the right choice? Wait, hang on. This is thoughts from Midnight's perspective. Let me try to get back into his... Was this the right choice? Are they doing okay without me? What if this isn't actually what I needed? What if it all goes wrong? What if... Midnight pulled a pillow over his face and screamed into it. He did this several more times before he finally wore out. Too tired to think at last, he slipped away into the embrace of sleep. And opened his eyes to a room he had never seen before. It was a vast, starry blue realm with doors everywhere. Every door looked different, with a different name for each one. Midnight lowered his head and groaned. Now
You deserve
what?
a rest.
He gathered himself and started walking. Not sure where he was going, but he was just gonna keep moving. It was all he could think to do. There was no apparent rhyme or reason to the arrangement of doors, as far as Midnight could put it. Some were sideways, some upside down. Oh god. Fluttershy, Discord, Kai, Penguin. Well, what have we here? Asked the voice from everywhere and nowhere. Midnight roamed around and got himself face to face with Twilight again. Twilight? What happened? Where are we? That might not be the answer. But... Now, the thing I remember was trying to fall asleep. I'm here. Okay, that makes things easier. Corrected. Right now, both our bodies are asleep. Our minds, on the other hand, are now actively moving into the realm of dreams. Realm of... Midnight asked. This is something I do every night. To crawl around here for nightmares and troubled minds, do my best to put them at ease. Like Princess Luna did? Midnight asked. Yes, Twilight said with a smile. She's the one who taught me how. Looks like it just comes naturally to you, though. Her smile fades to look very young. Wonder why that is. I don't know. This has never happened before. With that charm on, I'd be surprised if it did. Come with me, my door isn't too far from here, said Twilight. She took one last look at the arrangement of doors here and smiled before proceeding on her way. No other reasonable options, and I followed after her.
Proposal.
And that arrangement...
I have a proposal.
Okay.
If, and again, if, Midnight ever ends up in the collective unconscious, after he's met Buried Story, I would like for Buried Story's door to be gothic in nature.
I could do that.
With a crap ton of books piled around the door.
And chains around the doorknob.
Yes. Sorry, you were describing the doors, and I thought, what would Buried Story's door be? Probably gothic in nature.
Yeah. Like, no worries. I'll see what I can do with that.
All right. Like I said, it's just an if. Just a thought that invaded my brain.
Fair enough. They shot at a purple door in the shape of a book. Midnight tilted his head to one side. I may have redecorated my door once or twice during practice. Yes, she made her door look like a book. I don't know how she did that. I don't know how the heck that translates to a visual medium, but she did.
Well, from what I understand of the collective unconscious, at least in Psychonauts, the door usually fits with the mind of the person.
Funny you mentioned Psychonauts, because that is exactly where I got the inspiration to depict the collective unconscious here.
That's what I thought.
This place bothers me.
I mean, there were previous MLP fan works that depicted the dreamscape in a similar manner. So I just kind of took what the kind of already kind of collectively agreed on that the dreamscape looks like, and taken the collective unconscious from Psychonauts and then here, have both. Right back.
Taro, you still there? You following along okay? Just making sure.
Honestly, I was just about to say,
What, is Mekumon's story putting you to sleep?
No.
No, okay, that sounded meaner than I intended. I meant like when you read a kid a bedtime story to help them sleep.
That never worked for me.
The calm before the storm.
There's only one way into that city. Across the bridge. Through the main gate.
The Brothers of Flame.
Whatever is left of the Lake King's
okay,
army.
I'll let Mekumon know.
Are you ready for this?
Johnny.
As ready as I'll ever be.
Why is there a green owl outside my door?
What?
Why is there a green owl outside my door?
Green Owl.
Yeah, Green Owl.
If this is a reference to something, I don't get it.
We're even making a joke to it before the stream. Before the stream started.
Okay, my brain is fried. What?
Duolingo.
Oh, fuck! Hi, Taro!
I'll see you tomorrow.
Be safe. Don't let the owl kill you.
Going purse weighing you down.
It can try.
It'd better all be here.
Bye.
It's rubbing me blind,
Later.
you know.
What the hell happened here? I dare not think. A stroke of good fortune, perhaps?
I'm back.
Taro had to leave.
I hope you're right.
Okay.
He was getting sleepy.
So do I.
I mean, I was effectively reading him a bedtime story.
See, that's what I told. Like, that's what I thought. Like, I said, did Megumon's story put you to sleep? And like the way I said it like that. It sounded mean. And he was like, no, that's not it at all. And I was like, no, wait, I didn't mean it like that. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Believe me, it's cool.
But no, I kind of Taro, go to sleep. Yeah, I usually something similar happens to me when I'm hanging out with AJ. If it's late and he starts talking about any random thing, like it will start to put me to sleep.
Let's see the win on next.
Not because it's boring, but because he has like a very soft, calming voice. In fact, you've met him.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So according to this list of missions, I am almost done with this game.
Also, sorry for bombarding the stream with my fanfiction.
It's fine. I don't mind it.
I hope the audience didn't mind it.
We had like 2 people, so, and I'm going to assume those.
Doesn't mean everybody's gonna gamble.
I'm going to assume those 2 people were you and Taro.
Well, one of them might have been Taro. I've been in Discord the entire time.
Ah.
Could have read my story if I was in the stream.
What in the world?
That's a behemoth.
Who would be mad enough to tame such a beast?
Stand back.
So yeah, you caught the thing that Midnight was reading a last code and you passed each door. You might have heard knockout.
You've talked to me about this before.
Here it comes.
Knockout is married to.
Most of my fan bits here. I created a only version of the Decepticon from Transformers Prime.
Got it.
With Buster's personality attack because he has an appreciation for the aesthetic industry.
That is true.
And then of course, he's fairly free there because
Especially since he's married to Pinkie Pie.
with a son who failed to name. I guess his door was further down the hallway.
Seriously, Odin's moves. I'm just playing as Virgil. These are just Virgil's moves.
You interrupt Final Fantasy to bring you Devil May Cry.
Exactly.
Because the door represents the personality of the individual is tied to things. Twilight's door being a book speaks a lot about her character.
It does.
I have said it before, I'll say it again. If her life went a different direction, she'd have been a librarian.
Oh my God, she's Optimus.
Rising to a leadership role during a campaign of national / planet-wide lead to the extinction of her people. And conquering everything through the power of unity and a magical weapon. In this case, the magic MacGuffin being the unification of the population.
Trust me, I'm your shield, remember?
Yeah, if you really think about it, Optimus Prime, Flying the Power, and Twilight Sparkles actually do have some
That is true.
This might be a job for every.
A lot of my crossover picks, the ones that didn't use
Why would you turn to him, brother?
I had it sort of in a reverse, where it's an inexperienced Twilight taking advice from a more experienced Optimus. It's gonna be completely and utterly reversed for friendship in disguise, but
When we fight,
so that's gonna be fun.
together.
Because I am waiting for the moment where I have Twilight State Ultra Magnus, Sentinel Prime, and Optimus Prime all in the same room, and should I see one thing up to where be a Hollywood movie type
was
hero
just the
with all the screaming and the bravado and the weapons and the nonsense. He's strong enough to be Jeffrey.
Oh, I know what you're doing.
Very sweet. Let's call it Dan Peter before he tried out to play Optimus Prime. The origin of the iconic voice of the character. While I think not only help Optimus Prime in this universe become heroes and he, but in turn, they also have a profound effect on Sentinel Prime. Who would have thought? Organic had a good idea.
Oh, Sentinel would be pissed. If like, he will never admit that.
Never in his life. There is only one instance where this ever comes out. And it's in a moment of a fun moment of himself, Optimus and Twilight, where he chokes out the word thank you. And Optimus is like, wow, that must have hurt. That's the worst word you'll ever know. What I plan to do with Sentinel is I'm gonna take that statistical control mindset of his and knock it down a peg. Where in animated proper, if we got this before we had planned, it would have not only doubled down, but it would have faced it. The biggest trigger is Sentinel injury if the whole not the planet to score a loving for it. Here, I'm knocking that ego down the peg, topping it, and forcing it to rebuild from scratch. Sentinel may have been forced to pick the alternate mode he has, and as fun as it would be to give him the Earth Pony alt mode, I feel like just to try to out Optimus, he'd have taken the Alicorn mode just to go, I wear it better. Let's face it, he would.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Sentinel would eventually earn that magic in those wings by actually kind of breaking himself down and rebuilding, realizing there are more important things around here than me.
If it is like the others, the entrance to the inner sanctum will be at the foot of the crystal. We're
A
almost there.
Sentinel that actually gets redeemed in as, for lack of a better word, organic a way as I could possibly manage. I will be trying, because I'm not used to writing characters like Sentinel.
Right.
So it's gonna be a new experience. In doing so, Sentinel will, for lack of a better, more big phrase, discover the power of friendship itself. And he will start repairing the friendship he had with Optimus and Vegeta. Always rumble if there's something wrong with that plan. It might have played your processor to let go. wanted to kind of set up a little bit what Mum might look like. By effectively showing us what her happy place looks like.
Okay.
She sets up a quote. A generic breezy hill in summertime. A small town of some sort can be seen in the distance, complete with an obvious apple orchard. A crystalline castle stood out like a sore hoof compared to the more stone and brick construction of the town.
This might take a while.
She legit conjured pony.
Aww. That's sweet.
When she realizes she's going to have to move and her watch back into her movies, she's kind of in this constant state of attempting to cope with the change. She's not upset about moving in and of itself. She's scared of throwing distance from her friends and losing all the good things she's built up for herself in Ponyville. She's coping with losing her happy place.
Right.
This is mitigated somewhat with the agreement to meet once a moon so they can keep their bond as strong as they easily can.
So I was thinking about that earlier. Once a moon.
If you're about to ask me,
I was just gonna say, assuming they mean a full moon. Yeah.
Using warrior technology here, where a moon is basically referencing the cycle of a moon, going from full moon back to full moon.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking too.
Because of all units of time they could have defined in the show, that's the only one they didn't. Willfully so.
Yo!
Using that
Maddie, thank you for the follow. My day's going good so far. Trying to wrap up Final Fantasy 16 before September comes, in which I will be playing Spider-Man games.
Hope you're not arachnophobic.
As long as Man Spider doesn't show up, we're good.
I mean, in the case of... Well, I doubt you'll be playing this specific Spider-Man game, but in the case of Amazing Spider-Man 1 by Beanock, there's a frost species costume you can wear that is basically Man Spider.
Damn. What other kind of games do you play? I play all sorts of games. Hold on. I've got like a hand... I had a handful.
RPGs. Like, we've played RPGs, we've played shooters.
We've played horror games. We play a little bit of everything over here.
There was the one time we played a visual novel.
Technically,
I of course am talking about Digimon Survive.
Yeah, but we're also technically
playing. While it did have RPG combat elements, it was honestly more of a visual novel than anything.
Yes, I play horror games. In fact, this coming October will be, well, I'll be playing a lot of horror games.
Stay tuned.
Some of which will be nautical themed because my buddy Mekumon here has a thing for boats, specifically the...
I'm a bit of a Titanic buff.
Huh?
You could call me a Titanic buff, though I feel that's giving me too much credit.
I was going to say, he's a fan of boats, specifically the RMS Titanic. I do...
Get that James Cameron movie shit out of here. I am not talking that.
There was enough room on there for Jack. I don't care what anyone says. I haven't even watched the movie. Let's see. I do play Resident Evil, Phasmophobia, Dark Souls, Elden Ring. Nice. I try to play a little of everything, but I also like to play some of the less mainstream stuff. I will play mainstream games. I mean, look at what I'm playing right now. But I try to play a little bit of everything.
I am still waiting for the eventual Cyber Sleuth playthrough.
I'm gonna have to download a PS2 emulator for that.
For Digimon Cyber Sleuth?
Oh, why the fuck did my brain translate Cyber Sleuth to Cyber Chase?
I don't know. Because with all the talk of horror, Scooby-Doo might have mysteriously popped into your brain.
Probably.
No, if you're going for any Scooby-Doo game, it's gotta be Night of 100 Frights.
Yeah. But one thing of horror games is that these games are much attention-taking. Even I always play these games when I'm alone at home. Yeah, they can really take up your focus.
I will say this much though now. If we do eventually get to playing Digimon Cyber Sleuth, see any version where you download mods and use those, so I'm assuming it's if you pick up the mods that let you use, say, the Digimon line, you know what niggas you have to give that Digimon.
I know.
Felix exists everywhere. I don't care what you say.
But yeah, I've played a lot of horror on the a lot of horror on the channel before. One of my absolute favorites has to be Chilla's Art. Chilla's Art makes a bunch of fantastic horror games.
They do.
Like, I remember I was playing, what was it, Night Security? And I showed off the two endings, and everyone who was with me at the time was like, yo, what the hell? They were surprised by the admittedly very creepy endings. Also, they recently released a new game called Parasocial. So, It's about you play as a streamer who is being stalked. So, yeah, that's going to be terrifying. I think I've played almost every game that Chill's Art has put out. There's a handful that I haven't played, like Onryo, The Night Way Home, Yuki Onna, Okairi, Hanako, Akamoto, but yeah, I always look forward to a new Chill's Art game. In fact, there seems to be a new one coming up soon. Jimu. A challenging Japanese horror-themed boss hunting game that takes place in Japan centuries ago. The game features a non-linear open world and some RPG elements. Interesting. Do you play creative games like Sims or Minecraft? Not really. I don't have anything against games like that. I just not really my cup of tea anymore. Hey, Torgal transformed.
Once we step onto that bridge, we'll be easy targets.
Then we better move quickly. Come on then, what are you waiting for?
Yeah, I play a lot of different types of games. Every weekday, Monday through Friday. Saturday, usually I play a game with my friend Chocobo, but things have been complicated at the moment.
sometimes Chocobo just ends up being busy. Other times we have to basically cancel the stream because we have a D&D game that day.
Yep. And I never stream on Sundays because that is my day off. Because otherwise I would burn out.
I don't see any other way.
I'm not sure I'm going to count this as a genuine suggestion, but it is a question.
Okay.
Would you have ever considered playing Armored Core for the channel?
Probably. Like, I do love mechs, but I guess the reason why I never really got into Armored Core as much as, like, say, other giant robot games is because it's by FromSoft, and FromSoft tends to be very loose with their narrative. Or they'll tell you so much that you can't think straight. I mean, I'll still, huh?
Go on.
I was just gonna say, I'd still give Armored Core 6 a try.
From what I've heard of that specific game, the narrative is
corruption knows no bounds.
really hard. You are basically a cog in the corporate warfare fighting against other companies.
Sounds about right for Armored Core.
That's about all I know.
I suppose, since you did follow, you do have access to my Discord server. Let me just... Huh. There we go. Why is that not working? Alright. Hold on a second. Ba, ba, ba. All right, I have sent you a link to the Discord. All right. Yeah, just give me a second. All right. Welcome to the Bear Cave. Be sure to read the rules. And enjoy the madness, because there are a lot of crazy people. Not a problem. Just be sure to follow the rules of the Discord, and I'm sure we'll get along fine. Alright, might not be on for much longer. I do at least want to get to Fort Crystal.
So many. Focus, Joshua. We're not done yet.
It's over. Get up. Let's hope this works.
More caching. Got him! Ah, shit, there's more of them.
There's no end to them. The whole bloody army's here. Stand back, Joshua. I'm summoning Ifrit.
Stop, Clive. You mustn't. We still have a long way to go. If you tap your strength here, you'll have none left to destroy the heart.
Then you'd rather die?
Oh, shit!
Jill!
It looks like she still has her magic. Interesting.
She's not alone.
Surprised to see us.
How did you?
Gav. He told us exactly where you'd be. Even sniffed out a crack in the castle wall. And when we saw the heavens come crashing down, we had no choice but to believe him. It's been quite a day.
To what do we owe this honor?
A debt I would see repaid.
Prince Dion. It's good to see you well.
So, this must be Ifrit. Your uncle bade me give you a message. Listen to your heart. Guide your steel true. Your father would expect no less. That is all.
Thank you.
For everything, Your Highness.
Dion, please.
You do realize the only thing we've freed so far is this wall from its foundations, right? Now, if your lord and ladyship's quite finished.
Well said, Gav. We have work to do.
Oh boy.
But don't suppose there's out I can say to make you change your mind. So I'll just tell Nan won't take kindly to losing her best customer, especially after letting us carry all this stuff all the way to Ash.
And we wouldn't want to anger old Nan.
You mean you'll buy some? Welcome to Goots's Toll.
Yeah. Okay.
Right on, here you go. Thank you. Right on, here you go. Pleasure doing business with you. I think I counted that right. How else you don't need?
Okay.
How else I can do for you? all done then, or... All done then? Reckon I did a good job. You don't want me to make yours out else? Give us a shout if you need out else.
I couldn't have made it this far without you, Torgal.
Each parting brings the hope of reunion. I missed you, Clive.
I missed you too.
Well, I'm about to end the stream here, so... I think tomorrow will be the day we finish Final Fantasy 16.
Gives us a little bit more of a break from Super Robot Wars to boot, so hey. We're at the final stretch, people.
We're almost there.
There. See ya.
This has been Vegas Bear 92 and Mekumon. Taro was with us earlier, and we will see you guys tomorrow with more Final Fantasy. Alright? Peace.